Thomas Edison once revealed, "My mother was the making of me." Picture this. Labeled addled by his teachers, Edison was on the brink of being written off. But against all odds, he became a titan of innovation, transforming the modern world as we know it. In today's episode, we dive deep into Edison's tumultuous early years and the unwavering support from his mother that ignited his legendary career. Join us as we explore how his tailored homeschooling and early experiments laid the groundwork for his extraordinary achievements. Stay tuned to discover how a single parent's belief can shift the course of history and inspire each of us to recognize and foster hidden potential in the most surprising places. In what would become a defining moment in Edison's life, a seemingly ordinary day turned into a pivotal juncture for both Edison and his mother, Nancy. As a young boy, Thomas came home from school one day with a note from his teacher which was intended solely for his mother's eyes. Handing over the letter, he asked, "Mom, my teacher gave this paper to me and told me only you are to read it. What does it say?" Nancy's reaction was profound. As she read the note, her eyes filled with tears, not just sadness but fierce determination. She read aloud to her young son, telling him that the note said, "Your son is a genius. This school is too small for him, and he doesn't have good enough teachers to train him. Please teach him yourself." This act of protective encouragement was to shield him from the true harsh words written by the teacher. "Your son is mentally deficient. We cannot let him attend our school anymore. He is expelled." Years later, after his mother had passed away, Edison found the original letter hidden away. Upon reading the real harsh contents, he was moved to tears, recognizing the profound belief his mother had in him, against all odds. He later wrote in his diary, "Thomas A. Edison was a mentally deficient child whose mother turned him into the genius of the century." Edison's mother's decision to homeschool him and nurture his curious mind not only diverted the path set by his early education struggles, but also propelled him toward becoming one of the most prolific inventors in history. Born in 1847 in Milan, Ohio, Edison was the youngest of 7 children in a family that wasn't afraid to cross new frontiers. His family's roots traced back to the Dutch lineage in New Jersey, a line that carried the original surname Edison. Their adventurous spirit saw Edison's great-grandfather, a loyalist named John Edison, flee to Nova Scotia after the American Revolution. This spirit of resilience and adventure seemed to flow through the generations, shaping Edison's destiny. In 1854, the Edison family relocated to Port Huron, Michigan. Here, young Thomas encountered a new set of challenges, particularly with his schooling. Despite, or perhaps because of, his lineage of rugged individualists and survivors, the traditional school setting proved to be a struggle for Edison. A curious and brilliant child, he found the rigid structures of education at the time to be limiting. His teachers, unable to understand his unique needs, quickly branded him as addled, a term that carried a dismissive sting. This label, seemingly harsh, became a turning point for Edison. Rather than conforming to the limitations set before him, his family's history of overcoming adversity influenced his mother's decision. Recognizing her son's unique needs and potential, she took a bold step, showcasing how a mother's belief in her son's potential turned a supposed weakness into a historic strength, setting the stage for one of the greatest inventors of the 19th century. The educational journey of Edison, shaped largely by his mother's innovative teaching methods. Unlike the rigid classrooms of his time, Edison's home became a sanctuary of knowledge, filled with literature, history, and science, tailored to intrigue and challenge his inquisitive mind. At a young age, Edison was exposed to an extensive array of subjects. Before he even reached his teenage years, he had dived into the complex narratives of Shakespeare and Dickens, and tackled dense historical accounts like Edward Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire and David Hume's History of England. This early exposure was not due to his mother's formal teaching credentials — she had taught school only briefly — but rather her dedication to engaging his interest throughout the works she loved. Edison's mother, Nancy, noticed her son's burgeoning interest in the physical sciences. She introduced him to R.G. Parker's School of Natural Philosophy, a book that explained how to perform home chemistry experiments. This book was a turning point for Edison. He performed every experiment it described. His enthusiasm grew as his mother continued to feed his curiosity with more scientific texts. Like the Dictionary of Science, this hands-on learning led Edison to convert their cellar into his first laboratory, further exploring chemistry and amassing a collection of chemicals, bottles, and wires. Edison's father was less enthusiastic about his son's time spent in experiments, occasionally bribing him to return to literature. However, Edison used any money he acquired to further his scientific explorations. His interest in electricity and telegraphy was sparked by the widespread excitement over these technologies. He even built his own telegraph set and practiced Morse code, demonstrating early signs of his innovative potential. Edison's homeschooling journey wasn't without its challenges. His makeshift laboratory aboard a train baggage car once caught fire during an experiment gone awry. Moreover, an accident at age 15 began affecting his hearing, a challenge that Edison saw as a redirection towards more reading and self-education. He became a voracious reader, even methodically working his way through the Detroit Free Library. At 20, Edison secured a job as an itinerant telegraph operator with Western Union, a role that saw him moving through cities like Cincinnati, Louisville, and New York. This period was marked by intense learning and experimentation. Edison's knack for dismantling and reassembling equipment helped him deeply understand and improve the telegraph systems he worked on. His relentless curiosity was complemented by a rigorous self-education in chemistry, fueled by books he ordered from as far away as London and Paris. Despite financial constraints, he prioritized purchasing scientific apparatus and books over personal comforts, even foregoing an overcoat in winter to save money for his experiments. Edison's profound understanding of telegraphy led to significant innovations, such as a telegraphic stock ticker and a printing telegraph for bullion and foreign exchange dealers. His ability to think differently about common problems, such as how a central office could control remote telegraph equipment, pushed the boundaries of existing technology. Perhaps one of the most serendipitous moments in Edison's career occurred in 1877 while experimenting with an automatic telegraph. A malfunction caused by perhaps excessive voltage made a stylus move rapidly through paper tape, creating a sound. This unexpected occurrence sparked Edison's imagination, leading to the invention of the phonograph, a device that could record and reproduce sound, a completely new technology at the time. Edison's approach to developing the electric light bulb exemplified his persistent and exploratory nature, which was instilled in him during his homeschooling years. He envisioned a high-resistance system for electric lighting, which was contrary to the prevailing focus on high-power arc lighting. His persistence through thousands of experiments with different filament materials eventually led to the successful use of carbonized cotton thread, marking a significant breakthrough in lighting technology. Edison's later years were characterized by continuous innovation, including advancements in motion pictures and sound recording, which were synchronized through his development of the kinetoscope. His vast laboratory in West Orange was a testament to his commitment to exploration and experimentation, devoid of any strict rules, encouraging a free-flowing exchange of ideas and continuous learning. His life's work, which included over 1,000 patents, was not merely a product of his genius but also a reflection of the educational values and support he received from his mother. Her influence was evident in his fearless pursuit of knowledge, his resilience in the face of setbacks, and his ability to see educational value in every challenge. Edison's story is a powerful testament to how parental support can significantly impact a child's future. His mother's early decision to take charge of his education and continuously support his explorations set the stage for one of the most inventive minds of the 19th century. Edison himself credited much of his success to the formative educational experiences provided by his mother, declaring, "My mother was the making of me. She understood me, she let me follow my bent."